Hi, this is Maria from Crochet.A to Z and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button. And if you have, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here today. And today I want to show you this real pretty project, this real special project. And it is America, the Patriotic Wreath. And I want to show you just how easy this is to make. Beginners to advanced, everyone in between. When we get this started, you're going to love this pattern. You're going to love how the ease of this pattern. I just want to mention that I am using an H hook for this pattern. And this I used all red heart yarn. It's all red heart yarn. And the colors are really, really pretty. So I want to mention that it is the Red Hot Super Saver acrylic yarn. And again, I'm using an H hook. And you need a 12 plastic foam wreath. If you want to use 1.5 inch long T-pins, you can. And you want to also make sure that you have cherry red yarn, soft white yarn, and royal yarn, all again by Red Hot Super Saver. And it is a 4-weight yarn as well. So let's get started, why don't we? I also want to mention that for these stars, I used really pretty buttons, star buttons, and I got these on Amazon. I want to mention that as well. So you want to make sure that you have these on hand, your H hook, the 3 different color yarns, a scissors, the T-pins if you want to use T-pins to keep it in place. But I'm going to show you how to keep everything in place very easily without even having to use these. So again, let's get started. So I'm going to use for this tutorial the, again, Super Saver yarn, and this is soft white. You want to use a soft white yarn. What we're going to do is we're going to chain 21. And make sure you have the end here long enough, the tail, so that you can weave that in easily at the end. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And once you do that, this is your working chain. These are your chains. They look like little V's. And at the end is your slip knot, not considered a chain. In the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, you're going to put a single crochet. In the next chain, a single crochet. And you want a single crochet right across. So you're going to put a single crochet right across in these chains. And I just absolutely loved this project. I am making quite a few of these. You can give them away. You can sell them. Whatever you want to do. I'm putting one on my door. I just love this project. And it was a fun project to make. When you're making this part of the wreath, it's a take-along project. So you can take your yarn with you and you can make these very, very easily. So we're going to just crochet 1 single crochet right across, and always make sure that you don't drop that last stitch. Do not drop that last stitch. And this is what it looks like, and those are your single crochets. Now, once you do that, you're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and turn your work. I want to mention that this chain 4 is a double crochet and a chain. After you do that, you're going to go right where that is, and you're going to go right in there, and you're going to make 4 more double crochets. But you're going to do a double crochet, a chain 1, a double crochet, chain 1, a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. So in this first spot, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets. Now you're going to work in every stitch across. You're not going to skip any. In the next one, you're going to make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and chain 1, and your 5th double crochet. So you're going to make 5 double crochets and your chain 1 in every stitch across. I go slow, you can follow along, you can write it down, whatever makes it easier for you. So next stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. You're going to see how many you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, double crochet. You're not going to chain 1 in between. So in other words, when you make your 5 double crochets, you're not going to chain 1 before you go to the next stitch. You're going to just go to the next stitch. I want to mention that as well. So I'm going to go right across. You can follow along with me. You can write it down, whatever makes it easy for you. Now I want you to notice, I'm going in the next stitch, but I want you to notice what's happening as you go along. As you go along, you're going to notice that it's going to start ruffling up. You're going to notice a ruffling of this pattern, and that's what you want to see. You do want to see the ruffling up of the pattern. Let me show you. See how it's ruffling up? You definitely want to see that. And you always chain 1 after you make your double crochet when you're doing the 5 double crochets together in that one space in that one stitch. Because those chain ones are going to be very important for the second row. There's 2 final rows to this row and then the next row. And I want you to notice, see how it's getting ruffled up? And I want to pull it apart so you can see what I'm doing. See the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 with the chain ones in the middle. To the next stitch. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with your chain 1 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and chain 1 in the middle of each. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1 in the middle. Now, if you want, meet me at the end and we'll go from there. Okay, we're almost to the end and we have 2 stitches left, one here and one here. So we're going to put our 5 double crochets, just like we did in the other stitches with the chain 1 in the middle. And again, at the very end, we're going to go right in there. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, your 5th double crochet with your chain 1 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1 in the middle. Now I want you to notice how frilly this is. That's what you want. Don't get nervous if you see that and it doesn't look right. It's perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn our work and we're going to do this next row. So we're not going to put anything in this stitch here because this is where you chained 1. It does count. We're going to be making single crochets in every chain 1 stitch. So you did a single crochet there, you chain 1, go to the single crochet, then you chain 1, you go to the next single crochet, or should I say go to the next chain 1 and you do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, goes in here. So you're going to chain 1 and then you're going to do a single crochet in that chain 1 space. Then you're going to chain 1. And you're going to notice something. Here's your 5 double crochets and here's the next set of 5 double crochets. There's no place to put a single crochet because there's no chain 1 there. That's okay. You're going to go to the next right here and you're going to put your single crochet in that chain space. Then you're going to chain 1. You're going to find your next chain space and you're going to put a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 1. Then next chain space right here. I want to show it to you right here. And you can see them. You can see where they are. And then you're going to chain 1. And then you're going to see, you can see where they are. Right here is another one. And you're going to single crochet in there. And you're going to chain 1. And now you notice that here's your 5 double crochets together. Here's your next set of 5s. There's no place to put a single crochet. There's no chain 1 space. So you're going to skip over to this chain 1 space. And you're going to do that right around. Chain 1, find your chain space and put a single crochet. Chain 1, find a chain space and put a single crochet. Now when, like I said, when you see the end of this set of 5, the beginning of this set of 5, there's no chain space. That's okay. You're still going to chain 1, and you're going to go to the next space where there's a chain space. And we're going to do this all the way to the end. And what I'm going to do is we're going to keep going, and you can meet me almost at the end, making a single crochet in every chain space and chaining 1 after you make the single crochet. So, and you can meet me at almost the end of this. Now we're almost at the end, so we're going to continue to do what we were doing, chain 1, and then go into the next chain 1 space and make a single crochet, chain 1, and then you're going to have 2 double crochets left. Your double crochet and then your chain 4, and at the very top of that you're going to make a single crochet. And then after you do that, you're going to cut your yarn, and then you're going to bring that right through. And you're going to have 2 end pieces where you started and this last piece where you ended. After you do that, you want to, at this point, you want to weave in those because you don't want these sticking out when you're trying to do the next step. So what I'm going to do is I usually weave my needle in all the time first. And I'm going to weave my needle where I want my yarn to go for those ends. So I'm just going to weave that through, and then I'm going to cut whatever's like extra. So I'm weaving in my ends. Here's another end right here. So again, I'm going to weave in I always do this, I weave in my needle first, and then I'll get my end that I want to. Sometimes the yarn splits, so we'll get it in there. And I'll put that through too. You just want to weave in your ends before you get to the next step. And this is what it looks like. Now, we're going to do the next step. And what we're going to do is we're going to get some yarn, about 15-inch long yarn, the white. We're going to cut enough of it. If you cut more, don't worry about it. It's okay. And I'm going to get my needle again. And you don't have to make a knot there. You do not have to make a knot. Now what I do is I start at this first stitch and then I go along here. So I start here, and what you want to do is you want to leave a long enough tail and then I weave right along, right in here. Now, when you do weave that, you don't want to pull it so that it ruffles more. You want to keep it so that it's not ruffling more. The natural ruffle will be enough because you want to make this process as easy as possible. So you're going to keep going and you're just going to weave in. And just pull that right through. And see what you're doing. You're going right across this. You're going right across here. Which is where you ended up making your, when you first started, you made your chains and then your single crochets. So you're going to go right across here. And you're going to go right, and then what I'm going to do is go right to the end of this double crochet. I'm going to go right in there. So you have this, and then I'm going to cut this long enough too so that you can play with it, so that you'll be able to do your next step. And this is what it looks like. Now I want to mention for this wreath, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 red stripes, 7 of them. But I make 2 of these together. So I make 2 of these and put them together to make the first stripe. For the white, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stripes. So in all, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 for the 13 original colonies. So let's go from there. So in other words, you're going to make in all 12 of the soft white. You're going to make 12 of the blue. And you're going to make 14 of the red, because you're going to put 2 of these together. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So here's one, the next one that's already started, and I wanted to show you what it looked like. And I'll show you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And then we're going to put this next one to make this stripe, because I like the look of having 2 of these, because it makes that stripe really stand out. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to put this on here. So what you're going to do, and I'm going to move this other one over, the finished one over. This is your end, and these are your ruffles at the end here. I'm going to put this on here so that that end goes around the circumference of this wreath. And there it is together. So then what I do is, and I'm going to come in a little more. I'm going to go in, I'm going to find an opening in here. And I'm going to get my hook. Because I like this to be tight. I don't want to have to say, oh my gosh, is that going to come apart? So I pull that right in there. And then I get this other end from the other side. And I pull that. I find a spot that's opened at the very end. And I pull that right in there. And then what I do is I get these two together. And I make it really tight. And then I put a nice knot in it, make it real tight, and put a nice knot in it. And you can feel it tightening up around this. And I make it really tight. And then I knot it again. And I knot it a few times where I feel comfortable that this isn't going to come apart. And then what I do is I cut this. If you want to cut it after you're done with all of them, I suggest you cut it beforehand. Cut that. And then I twist this so that that is inside here. And this is so I have, so far, I have 1 stripe, 2 stripes, 3 stripes, and my 4th stripe. And again, it's 2 of those together that makes each stripe. And I'll show you the finished one. That's what it looks like. And there's 2 of those together. And they make up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white stripes, 7 white stripes of the 2 cut the 2 together so that they make a nice, really nice, thick and a nice stripe. Then after you do that, then you're going to do your blues. And once you have all your colors together and you have your red and your white and your red, and you're going to put your blue in. And like I said, with the blue, and this is the blue, you're going to do the same thing, make it the same exact way, and you're going to have 12 of those strips of the blue, and you're going to have 12 of the white strips, 2 together as well, and 14 of the red strips that you will be putting around your wreath to finish your wreath. When you're all done with that, then you can add your buttons. Now you add whatever, if you want to do all white, you can do all white. I chose to do all white. I really like the look of it, but if you don't want to do all white, you don't have to. And what I did was I used the white and then I used the blue yarn, and I just stripped the yarn a little bit of maybe 2 strings of the yarn, 2 or 3 strings, and then I sewed this on to these strips. You put as many or as little stars as you want. If you don't want to put any stars on, you don't have to, but these are buttons. I got them on Amazon, star buttons. I like them. They're great. And that's how I finished this wreath. And I'm going to show you that again to show you that's what it looks like as you start to move along and progress and keep making them. and you go right around until you get all your stripes for your red and all your stripes for your white, and then you will proceed to start with your blue. Now I want to also mention that the same thing, you're going to make it the same way, the white, the red, the blue, the same way. You're all going to make them all the same way. So I want to mention that as well. There's no difference. They're all made the same way. And once you're done, you garnish it with your stars if you like. Once again, I want to mention the colors, and they are from Red Heart Yarn, Cherry Red, Soft White, and Royal. I used an H hook. I used worsted weight yarn 4 medium, acrylic, and a 12-inch diameter plastic foam wreath. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the American Patriotic Wreath. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Love you all.